To do. This is your brother, J International, tapping back in once again with another YouTube video. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Now, what I want to talk about today, and pardon the background noise, but I am in a inner city environment. And in inner city environments, as opposed to country environments, there is a lot of background noise that happens. So pardon the background noise. But what I want to talk about today is, with $1 billion, I can pretty much have anything, anyone that I want. And a great example of this is what's happening to our brother Diddy, Sean Diddy Combs. I would like to say that what's happening to this brother is injustice. The charges that they have him on are totally blown out of proportion. If anything, and I think there is a statute of limitation on this, but if anything, he should just have been charged with DV. And you should know what that is. But we see what's happening, and we know what's happening. And there's a pattern with Black males who have achieved a certain amount of wealth. What we've seen with Bill Cosby, what we've seen with what's his name, Russell Simmons, what we've seen with Kanye West and Kyrie Irving, and as of recent, Zion Williams. What we're seeing is a pattern that it's not really happening to the white males, but it's happening to the Black males. And what we're seeing is that they're breaking, it's like they want to let us know, especially if we decide to try to free ourselves. Because there was something said by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and he said, when you look at all the wealthy Black individuals, Oprah at the time, Michael Jackson, all these wealthy, like, billionaires, what you will see behind their billions is usually a person of Jewish background. That's what you will see. So when Kanye West and when Kyrie Irving said anything, now Kyrie Irving didn't even say anything. He just reposted a tweet of a documentary that someone shared with him. They silenced him. They tried to ruin him. They wanted him to apologize for even reposting that. And Kanye West only acknowledged the fact that these group of individuals are running the entertainment industry, and they are. It's not a secret. It's not a lie. They control from top to bottom that industry. And what happened with Diddy, the word is that Diddy wanted to try kind of like to free himself he wanted to, because with this liquor, not with Ciroc, but DeLeon, he wanted to try to have more control and ownership of it. And I think it was owned by this group of rich, elite, wealthy Europeans, basically. He was in partnership with them. And when he decided that he wanted to be in control of it more, because he was the one that's what happens. Like we see it with back in the early 2000s with Cristal and all these brands, these liquor brands that were basically with Tommy Hilfiger, and all these when a influential black individual gets behind it, these brands, they start to make all these the brand name and the sales start to go up because of the influence that this black individual has. So now you have black individuals like us kind of waking up, and they saying, hold on, we are the one that are getting these brands popping, but we are the ones that should be benefiting financially. And it is said that what happened with Diddy, and the reason why when he decided to try to have more control and leverage over something that he's causing, because he's seen what happened with Ciroc. So with DeLeon, with his tequila brand, when he said, I should have more control of this, those individuals didn't like that. And all of a sudden, the charges. What happened with Bill Cosby when he wanted to buy the major networks? He decided he wanted to buy a major network. What happened with Michael Jackson when he had control of the catalog of the Beatles and some other catalogs that he controlled, right? He mysteriously, we are, it don't take a rocket scientist to see a pattern here. So Diddy is a billionaire, right? And when you have $1 billion, let's cut the BS. With $1 billion, you don't wait in line. With $1 billion, you don't fill out applications. With $1 billion, you don't ask for permission. You command attention and you bend reality. You buy time. And that's what Diddy was doing. When you're hearing all the testimonies of these individuals that are getting on the stand, they're talking about how and rude and how much Diddy made him work. Because to reach that level of wealth, you don't get it by being nice. You don't get it by playing it easy or safe or not going hard. You got to go hard. And a lot of these billionaires, they don't get no rest themselves. Look at this guy, Elon Musk. He's talking about now he's stepping down from this political area. Now he's going to go back to sleeping in storage rooms and under desks and in computer, what's it called? I can't think of the name, but server rooms. He's going to go back to doing that because he's going to be working so much that what it takes to maintain this wealth and all these companies that he controls is that they had to sacrifice sleep. So if you want to come into Diddy's reality as a billionaire and you want to live this lifestyle, but you're not going to be able to take it easy when you had your 9 to 5. And a lot of these individuals getting on the stand was talking and basically saying that Diddy was making us work like he worked. That's what it takes to be a billionaire, a multi-billionaire running these companies, right? So that's all we're seeing is that Diddy was bending things to his reality. With $1 billion, you have power, you have access, Think about private jets, the elite parties, the F-offs, the freak-offs they was talking about. Those elite parties, right? Shaking hands with world leaders. $1 billion isn't just money, it's access. You don't knock on doors, you buy the building. You don't apply for the job, you create the companies that revolt, the bad boy enterprise, all these things, the liquor brands that he had. You're not chasing opportunities. He was the source, and he is the source of those opportunities. And then what we seen, what did we see with this case? What are we seeing? We are seeing that people are for sale. Let's be real. Most people have a price. We're seeing this. All these people had a price. They were enjoying this lifestyle. And now that they don't have access no more to this lifestyle, they're betraying Diddy. They are betraying Diddy. And sorry about that. Like I said, I'm in an urban environment. But they are betraying Diddy. If you got $1 billion, you'll watch people transform in front of you. They'll tell you they love you. They'll swear that it's real. But oftentimes, maybe in some cases it is. But when you are the bag, you'll never know for sure. Diddy was the bag. Earlier this week, it was something, me paying attention to this trial. Something came to my mind in terms of Diddy, billionaires. And I was thinking, right? I said, if you had $1 billion and if you divide just 1 billion, now this is a multi-billionaire, but if you divide 1 billion by $1,000, that's 1,000 millions. So $1,000, 1,000 million, a million thousands, right? So let's say it's 1 million people. You can give, with just $1 billion, you can give 1 million people $1,000 each. Just have 1 billion. Give them $1,000 each, then you'll be broke. That's a lot of people. A million people is a lot of people. But what made me think about that is, they're saying as of 2025 that approximately 59% of Americans are unable to cover $1,000 in emergency expenses. 59% of the population. So now let's do this, right? The calculations, right? So if they say that, and I was a part of the census, I did the 2020 census. They're saying right now the United States population is estimated to be at about 330 million. So if 59% of 330 million, that will approximately translate to about 188 million people who lack sufficient emergency funds for $1,000 emergency expense, which means that a lot of people, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. That's close to 200 million people. Now, half of that, let's say half of that are women, adult age women. That means that over 100 million adult age women are living check to check. And I was thinking a billionaire, right? A multi-billionaire. can pretty much take out $1,000 in cash like this. Hold that $1,000. Go up to 100. Well, he can't do that, but just 1,000,000 adult age women. And with that $1,000, he can say, here's $1,000 for 20 minutes of your time. Don't have to specify what he's going to do with that 20 minutes, with that 20 minutes of that woman's time. But the woman, he says, listen, here goes $1,000 for 20 minutes of your time. You know, got to sign this contract, whatever, that you agree to this. I guarantee you, it don't matter if that woman is married. It don't matter if that woman is super religious. I would say a large percentage of those women, as I said, they said over 188 million people don't have $1,000 in the bank account for an emergency. So most of them, that $1,000 will be a lifesaver to a lot of people, myself included. That woman would look at that $1,000 that the billionaire is holding in his hand. Take it. Say, all right, 20 minutes. Right? What's that telling you? That's telling you can buy pretty much, and with inflation and all these things, the cost of living that's rising and inflation, and people can't afford this and they can't afford that, and they just holding on by strings. You could pretty much buy anybody that you want with $1,000. That's a billionaire. You're a multi-billionaire, of course. You can just use 100,000 people, 100,000 women sample size. Well, of course, with 100,000 people, you can give them 10, but you ain't gonna have to give nobody 10,000. But I'm just saying, the numbers show that with $1,000, you could pretty much, right now in these times, buy anyone that you want. With being a billionaire, time, you own it. Want someone to disappear, or you want to disappear? Done. Want to live in Paris tomorrow, in Tokyo the next day? Jet fuel and waiting. Want peace, privacy, and protection? Bought. Trained. Contracted. Right? With $1 billion at this level, the rules are optional. You don't, well, in Diddy's case, he is in jail. But this is deeper than that. This is white supremacy saying, we gonna break you, Negro. Yeah, we gotta break you to let you know we still in control. Even though you're a billionaire, don't think about getting too far astray, because if you do, we're gonna let you know who's still in, and that's basically what's happening. But it's important though, as I wrap up this video, that $1 billion, it won't heal your soul, but it'll give you the best doctors, it'll give you the quietest rooms, and the deepest distractions. You won't chase happiness. You'll be able to buy time to find it on your own terms. So, with $1 billion, I could pretty much have anything I want and anyone I want. That's not arrogance. That's the system of capitalism. System of rugged capitalism. People are willing to do pretty much anything or a dollar or a dime. With that being said, this is your brother Jay International. Tapping back in once again. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. You're getting it. You're getting it. You can hear the birds in the background chirping. You hear the noise from the cleaning, the individual that the cleaning is doing right next to me. You can hear it all, the airplanes. But I gotta give it to you in the raw and uncut. With that being said, peace.